I'm Monica Sa. I want to tell you my story. I'm here to talk to you, all women who are thinking about getting pregnant or are pregnant or are fresh out of being pregnant. And I want to start out by saying I'm no one special. Um, I was not an athlete in high school. I mean, I played sports, but I was not an athlete in high school. I didn't play for any Division 1, 2, 3, 4 in college. And I was 24 years old when I picked up an 18-pound kettlebell for the first time in my life. And it was the heaviest thing, heaviest weight I've ever picked up in my life. And it was so hard, but it was awesome. I fell in love with it. And since then, I have never stopped. Fast forward 2023, I get pregnant at the age of 38. And for those of you who know, I mean, you're old for being 38. But for me, 38 was just a number because I had, for 14 years of my life, I had done my homework. I was consistently working out 5-6 days a week, and I ate healthy 80% of the time. At the age of 24, side note, Subway was my favorite food. I literally ate a chicken bacon ranch every day with a Diet Coke or Pepsi and 3 chocolate chip cookies every day. I was considered a skinny fat, so I was never overweight, but I knew metabolically I was not healthy whatsoever. But 14 years later, I was a completely different person, and I was literally in the best shape of my life. So pregnancy was awesome, the first one anyways. And there was no doubt that I could do it. This was easy day. Pregnancy number 1 was awesome. I was in the best shape of my life, as all first pregnancies are. You don't really, they say, you don't really get, you don't get bigger, that much bigger, at least. That was my case. I didn't get sick. I felt energetic. It's like, wow, I am one of those lucky women that pregnancy is not going to be that difficult. It truly wasn't. I was able to work out the whole time. I wanted to do that. I saw the women doing, CrossFit while they were pregnant, and so in my mind I'm thinking, why not? Why, I can do that too. And I ate healthy 80-90% of the time as well. So I didn't allow pregnancy to be an excuse to eat bad food all the time. And I also didn't allow pregnancy to hold me back in the gym either, meaning, oh, I'm pregnant, I don't need to be working out. So those thoughts never really crossed my mind. I knew I wanted to stay active. It was healthy for my baby to stay active, and it was healthy for my baby to make sure that I was getting those nutrients that I needed and that my baby needed. So those are huge motivators to keep going and to keep up with fitness. Second time around, not so much. I was 40 for my second pregnancy, and wow, that was tough. I was sick for 6 months straight. Nausea, it's just the morning sickness, except that it wasn't always morning. It could be midday, it could be at night, it could be in the middle of the night. It just hit me whenever, for 6 months straight. Heartburn, I mean, you name it, I had it. All those pregnancy feelings that people say that I had no clue that they were talking about pregnancy number 1, I knew what they were, pregnancy 2. But I kept going. I kept working out, and that was tough. There were days that the motivation wasn't there. However, the discipline was. And in my mind, I've always known that it was a season, right? So pregnancy, it was going to be, is a season. And that in my life, I was coming back. Myself was my body, and my mind was going to be mine again. And I needed to keep going. And so I did. Postpartum, first time around, I didn't really know what to expect. Labor was tough. It was 12 hours long, and it was your first baby, so it's tough. Now I will say I was very blessed, and I had a natural birth for both kids. And I know that a natural birth is a lot easier on the body than a C-section. So I was very blessed in that sense. But they always say, oh, you got to wait 6 weeks and all that. Well, I wasn't one to wait 6 weeks. So first time around, 3 weeks, I thought, I'm going to go on a run. That didn't feel so good, so I stopped. Waited a couple more weeks and thought, okay, I'm going to try again. That time around, I was good. I felt much better. So I kept going. So I didn't really have an expectation. I just listened to my body. I was very in tune with my body. So those 14 years of experience being in the gym, training, that helped me be very much in tune with myself. So I knew when something didn't feel right, when I knew where I could keep going. So yeah, I had no expectations, but always very much in tune with my body. Second time around, labor was much easier. So 3 weeks, actually, this is probably going to sound crazy, but 6 days later, I did a workout. I did a row workout, and it felt amazing. 3 weeks later, I was back on, full on, back in the gym, back at work, back at it. So no expectations, but definitely in tune and listening to my body. What does listening to your body mean? What it means is, when you're going for a lift and you do it, it's like, oh, I did something. I pulled something. That didn't feel good, right? So you apply that same concept to how you're feeling that day, right? So, I didn't get much sleep overnight because I'm dealing with a crying baby all night long. Okay, that's not an excuse not to work out. At least I didn't make that as an excuse not to work out, but maybe I'm not gonna go crazy out, right? My vision of doing a workout with heavy weight may be a workout with lightweight because I just don't feel 100%. I feel sleepy, I feel tired. So you're still recovering, so you don't want to do movements that are going to harm anything. So it's just knowing where you're at, recognizing when you're not 100%, and not using that as an excuse, but modifying it. That's the beautiful thing about CrossFit, is that anybody can do it, and you can do anything that you want based on how you feel. So it's not, my advice about that is don't use the pregnancy as an excuse not to work out. Just, okay, how am I feeling today? How did I sleep? What's my energy level? How much protein did I have? And based on those answers, modify, but keep moving, keep doing something. Guilt and self-care. No, there's absolutely zero guilt. And I'll tell you why. Exercise, nutrition, but since we're talking about exercise here, it's what keeps me going, right? It's such a part of my daily routine, of my mental health, of my physical health. So if I want to be my best version to my kids, to my husband, to my job, to everyone around me, why would I sacrifice that? That makes absolutely no sense. So I'm exercising for my kids, right? So why should I feel guilty about that? Absolutely not. I will never feel guilty for taking care of myself so I can be the best version of me for them. And I highly recommend everyone out there to find what brings the best out in you and go for it, because your kids will thank you for that. Now, first of all, I mean, I want to be an example for them. I tell you what, how awesome would it be for them later on in life to say, that's my mom out there in the gym and she rocks. How awesome would that be? So yeah, I'm gonna keep going for that. And to giving them the example that you gotta do hard things, and it's okay, and it's gonna be tough, but you're gonna get through it. And it starts by watching your mom and your dad out there doing hard things. So yeah, they are my biggest motivators for sure. So my first advice is take care of your body. If you're planning to have a child, start now, start today. And that involves exercising 4 or 5 days a week if you can, and most of all, be in charge, be in control of your nutrition. And seek help if you don't know what that looks like. But you've got to take care of your body. I knew that age 38 was just a number. My biological body was not of a 38-year-old. It was much younger, because I'd done my homework. I stayed consistent with my exercise and with my nutrition to be the best health I could be to have kids. So that's number one. If exercise and nutrition are already part of your life, just because you're pregnant, that shouldn't change. Yeah, you're gonna have to modify things as you get bigger, as pregnancy progresses, but it should not be an excuse for you to stop. And that's where the hard part is. Because you get uncomfortable, because you don't get sleep, because you get sick, right? All those things happen. But you've got to keep going. And I'll tell you why. Because it's a season. When that baby is out, more than ever, you need your health, you need your strength to take care of that baby, right? You need. I mean, I don't know how women carry those car seats, and I don't know how women who don't work out and lift weights, I don't know how they do it, honestly, because it's tough. It's tough. And then coming right back to the gym, it's like you've never left. I feel like I've never left, and which is exactly what I wanted to do. I can't tell you how many times I would be here in the gym before a noon class, and they would see me exercise and here dying and just walling because I'm just so big. And they would ask me, Mo, why are you not with your feet propped up on a couch somewhere? And this is exactly why, right here. I'm 5 months postpartum, baby number 2, and it's like I've never left. My body's back. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting fitter. I'm getting back to myself every day. It's better and better, and now it's the limit. So take care of your body. Be in tune with yourself. Don't stop because you're pregnant. Do not let that be an excuse. And once that postpartum hit, as soon as you feel ready, you go right back to it. And the sooner you do, the better you're gonna feel quicker and be there for your kids. It's your mindset. Your mindset that tells you gotta work out. That's not a choice. Not working out is not a choice, right? So it's part of it. It's like taking a shower every day. So when you have that mindset that fitness is a part of your life, just like showering, eating, so there's no excuse. You just look at your schedule, and those are the days and those are the times that you're going to work out, and when those days and times come, you work out. It doesn't matter if you threw up that morning or if you didn't sleep all night that night. It doesn't matter. You just show up and you do it. It's a habit. It's discipline. You cannot rely on motivation. You have to rely on discipline, and remember your why, and let those whys, because there's going to be several of them, let those whys guide you and keep you moving forward. That's a loaded question. I'm my mother's daughter. She was an extraordinary woman, strongest woman I've ever known. And so she taught me a lot. So, I thought I was pretty strong, I mean, I left home when I was 17 and to a completely different country, language, culture at the age of 17. I mean, who does that? So I thought I was pretty strong. And then I started doing CrossFit, and whew, my strength just raises up a notch because you're in the gym, you're sweating, you're doing things, you're lifting weights, or wow, I never thought I would. And then you have kids. And it's a love that I can't even describe. Um, and it's a strength that you found and you didn't know you had to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep doing even better than you thought you needed to do for them. So, yeah, if God blesses you to have a child, I hope you do, because it's the most amazing, most difficult thing I've ever done. It's the most amazing thing I've ever done. And now I have so much to live for. So life has just begun.